record. Okay. Welcome back to Shattering Ceilings. It's Lauren.
And Megan. And today we have a lovely guest. Her name is Cassandra. Say hi.
Hi, guys.
So Cassandra is the business owner, the studio owner where I work out, and I have fallen in love with not just where I get to practice my physical health now, but I love her mindset, and she has a really great story. So we figured that we would share it with you guys today.
Yes. So to get everybody started off, Cassandra, why don't you tell us about yourself?
Okay. Sorry, I have a little dry cough, so I might be clearing my throat a little bit. This change of weather is really taking a toll on me. So my name's Cassandra, and I started 5 years ago a brand, a fitness luxury boutique brand called Forever Hart Fit. I never thought that I'd be in fitness. I never thought that I would have 3 fitness studios now. I kind of pinch myself daily because I'm just kind of like in shock about it all, because it kind of happened very naturally. And what would you call that word when it's like blossoms just naturally? Like I know, right?
Organic.
Yeah, organic. Thank you. That's it. Yes. So it blossomed organic because I have an 8-year-old now, but when she was 2, I lost a baby at 30 weeks and we named him Hart. So I was really, really like depressed and just very, that's like a devastating thing that happened to our family. So I was very, very depressed. And I started exercising and personal training and doing Zumba and dance. And it really got me out of depression naturally. I'd come home on Sundays after Zumba class and I was like all jazzed up. And I came into the house every Sunday and my daughter and my husband are like, wow, she's like super like happy again, because they saw me crying my eyes out for months. And because of feeling that way with exercise, I said to my husband, I want to start this boutique fitness brand that was geared towards women. We're all going through things. I want it to be positive. I want it to be empowering. I want everyone to feel included. I want everyone to feel that they have a safe place to work out and to share and to talk. And literally these classes and personal trainings, they're like therapy sessions. Like we're talking about everything. And we're all going through the same crap, but people just don't talk about it. A lot of women have lost babies and, or lost children, and and it's actually more common than So after it happening to me, which I never thought in a million years it would happen to me, and it happened, I was just like, I want to create this boutique studio. So yeah, it's kind of like how it started. And look at it now. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's so amazing. So we talked about on one of our episodes, and it's something that is kind of a theme throughout the show, is utilizing your experiences, the pain, the suffering that you go through, and the positive things, because not everything is centered around suffering, and turning that into purpose, not only for the sake of yourself, but for other people. So in starting Forever Heart, like you've clearly done this and have been very successful at it. What do you think has helped you along the way from that starting point, right? Because I imagine you didn't, this is me making an assumption, that it didn't start from this place of like, oh, I'm going to go in here, it's going to be super successful. Like there's probably been some ups and downs. Like,
oh yeah,
how did you navigate through all that?
Well, I think the number one thing is really knowing your brand and sticking with it and being confident, because when you exude confidence with your brand, your messaging, your pricing, and you exude confidence, people will just come. Like, I can't even explain, like now I'm like attracted to so many people that want more, like Lauren and many others that want more out of their lives. And they're getting attracted to the light that we're offering. So what I can say is, when you think it's hard, like in the very beginning, when we first started the brand in Hamilton, it's an area with a lot of big gyms, and they're all very inexpensive pricing. So when here I come, this boutique studio with chandeliers and like art and like crazy like boutiqueness and crazy, because I'm an interior designer by trade. So I've designed all my studios. But when I came on the scene in Hamilton, people said, what is this place? Like there was no studios around there. So it was really hard the first year, because although they were excited and signed up a lot of new people, there was a lot of people that just didn't understand the brand and the messaging and didn't know they didn't understand us. So we had to start educating, and we really had to start letting people know, listen, we're not a gym. This is so much more. And when you believe in your brand and your pricing, that's when everything just goes up. And when second year in, I did that. I really believed in my pricing and my brand. And that's when we just flourished. We really did.
Wow. Yeah. And
So
I
cool.
made the mistake of calling it a gym once.
Oh yeah. I said, no, we're studio.
And I was like, so now I like make sure I always say studio because it is. It's,
I love
I
that.
wish you could say it. I'll give you a tour when we're done, but it's just
Yeah.
it feels really good to be here. It feels like luxury. Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like you're coming to a place to really like not just get healthy, but like lean into that feminine energy.
Yes,
You know
correct.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I love that part of
Yeah.
it. So you are a super motivated person, and I am attracted to
Yes.
that.
Oh my
And
gosh,
I'm
I
like,
am.
she's so motivated.
I am.
But your heart's in the right place, obviously, too. But yeah, you have that drive. So what is the motivation behind your drive? Were you always this way?
Yeah. Yes. My mom said I was always this way.
Yeah.
So I think you're born with it. Sometimes in life you kind of come to that, you want more, right? And people aren't born with it, but I was definitely born with this drive from a very young age. And so, I have a hotel business that's very successful. I still have that. And that's what allowed me to kind of do Forever Hart Fit, because it was expensive, but I've always had this drive. But after I lost the baby, I never thought that would happen to me. And I was really like, wow, holy shit, this happened to me. I never thought in a million years. I had the world my hotel business was good. I had my daughter, I had my husband. I thought that this would never happen to me. And boy, did I get shaken to the core, because when you don't think things are going to happen to you and they do, you're like, oh my gosh, like you're just in shock. So when that happened to me, I realized I wanted more. I realized that I loved my hotel business and I was doing really well financially and I was really excelling and top in my field. But when that happened to me, I realized I wanted more. I needed more of a purpose. It was great selling these big orders of chairs and everything for guest rooms, but I knew I wanted purpose. And now I finally have my purpose, and helping women feel better about themselves, because we're always the ones that put ourselves last as moms. We're always burning at two ends. And so, so I would say I was always driven, but then now that this is named after my baby, oh, it's another level now.
Yeah.
Now it's like, this business is my baby. No one can mess with it. This is Mama Cub, it's totally like that. Yeah.
So to speak to that a little bit, that like the loss of your son, that, like you said, that shatters you, that like rocks you at your core. How did that change how you navigate life?
I just really don't take anything for granted anymore. Nothing, from everything, from that good cup of coffee to, I'm going to get emotional now. Oh my God.
Okay.
But yeah, having that good cup of coffee, having my daughter hug me, just saying to my husband, I love you every morning, when he's rushing out frantically and I'm whistling and singing and he's not a morning person. Just taking the time to really cherish, every little thing. Really. It's totally changed my total mindset of life, never thinking that would happen to me, and really using my life now to really impact and help others. And it's really that's my why now. It's my why. So,
yeah.
So I imagine that carries through. Sorry, Lauren.
Okay.
Did you want to say something? Okay.
No, it's just this morning we got a good example of that from another.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of crying too.
Yeah, like
people tell me
she has, significantly improved her health and her, and it's not about the appearance for her, it was about other things too. But this morning, like that's one thing you said, like hearing those testimonies, that's your why.
Yeah. You have
to
be
how
passionate.
Do you share that?
Go ahead. Sorry.
Like I'm sure that carries through the way that you run your studio, right? And you said it's so much more than just a gym. You guys are having conversations, you're educating. So like, how do you do that? How do you create that community and then sustain it?
I really feel like it starts from the top up, the top bottom, or top up, or whatever.
Yeah.
Meaning like, so for me, I've created and I knew what I wanted as my brand and my appearance and how we treat people, and our instructors are top notch, and the instructors feel an excellence of, wow, I work for Forever Hart Fit. I train at Forever Hart Fit. Like, so I make them feel very like I'm very grateful to them. I send messages often. I thank them through posts on Facebook and let society and public see how much I appreciate them. When you appreciate your people, they want to work harder for you. So with that being said, it just trickles down. Then the members feel that the trainers care about them so much, and we're calling them by name, and they're not just a number. I mean, everywhere you go, you're a number at these big places. So it just getting it's a feeling. That's what I'm trying to say. It's a feeling. It's not about the exercise. It's the feeling people feel when they come in and they're cranky, but they leave here happy because we laughed a bunch of times. We exercised, we sweat, it's a feeling that they feel. It's all with your people and how invested they are in you and your brand. And we really have a great staff. So
that's so
the members can feel that.
Yeah.
That we care.
I mean, you can tell I feel like, I mean, I'm in fitness and wellness. And so between my partner and I, we've been through so many gyms and, different situations. And it really is pretty incredible when you walk in and you feel like you're seen versus walking in and feeling like you're a dollar,
Yeah. Yeah. Or just a number,
really
our profit margin. Like for me, it's not about that. There would be this feeling that people feel at our classes and personal training. I mean, I really just feel that what we have is special, and they can feel the light. They can feel that they're cared about. And everyone tells me all the time. So I hear it like often, and with our reviews and everything.
Yeah. It's definitely different. I knew I felt that right away. I was like,
you're like, I like this.
Yeah.
See,
she was
not
so
catty.
pumped.
I can't stand catty or pretentiousness.
Yeah.
You can have luxury and you can have high end, and you don't have to be catty and pretentious. I can't stand that crap. I was not like that ever in high school. I was friends with everybody. I was the homecoming queen, but I was friends with everybody. And I've just kept that throughout my life. And I think you just have to be really true to like who you are and just go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That can be hard, I think.
I know it can be hard. Yeah. I mean, I lose track sometimes, but then I give myself a little pep talk and say, get your shit together, girl.
So what do you say to yourself in those moments when you are falling off?
Well, when I first started the brand and I believed in it, there was a period about a year or two in that I was, sales weren't really where they were. I wanted them to be because I'm extremely driven. So I always think to myself, well, there'll be a time when I'm completely like content. And because the focus is about how people feel and not about the money, I don't know if I'll ever be content. I'll always constantly be striving for more. That's kind of what I did in the pandemic, opening 2 more studios. But I think like 2 years in, like I said, was a hard time for me. I doubted our price. I doubted many different things. And I just said, I need to either go with this, Cass. You need to go with this and believe in this. I don't know. It's just something, I mean, my faith is really important with me, and everyone has their drive, but me, I talk to God a lot. And he was like, you're doing what's right. Like, just keep going. So as soon as I started to believe in myself is when it started to turn around, when people were coming in saying, oh, I don't want to just go to a gym. I want to go to a beautiful place. I want to go to a place where people know my name. I think your price is phenomenal for all unlimited classes. And I started to attract those folks that were used to studio prices. And that's when, I gave myself a little pep talk, but really it's my faith with God.
I love that. You have to believe in yourself.
Yeah. And believe in yourself.
Yeah. Well, yes. Meg, did you have something?
No, go for it.
So I'm gonna dive back in if you're cool with
Sorry.
it. Like the transition from obviously being broken, to creating the gym. Because I'm sure you did not just go from your loss to like starting a gym.
No, it wasn't like that at all. Well, a lot of cheese and wine. A lot of cheese and wine.
I mean, I can relate to that. I wasn't a mom. But like me and Meg, we talk a lot on this show too about, that transition. What does that look like, that process? Because we hope that we can add value to people by showing them like how to move through those difficult situations. So can you talk a little bit more about that? Like navigating that specifically to now having your empire of gyms over here.
Yeah,
Or sorry, studios.
Studios. Listen, I'm not against any gyms, but we're just a little different.
Right. Like walk us through that. Like, cause
This doesn't
obviously
look like a gym. This looks like a high-end
it
residence.
does.
No.
We're sitting on a
Yes, it
nice, like
does.
velvety couch
Velvety,
right now.
yeah, kidney shaped couch, and yeah. So, I mean, right. I thought that my hotel business was it. I, was doing really well with that. And then I get the loss of the baby, and, there's months on end that I just, I'll never forget, like, the next day it happened, and I was walking out to the garbage to put the garbage out, and I looked down in my belly and I didn't see my belly. And I remember just crying, right? So it happened 6 years ago on Halloween morning. So, and the day before when it happened, I ended up taking my daughter all around get candy because I wanted her to experience Halloween still. And I lost the baby early that morning.
Oh,
So I was like kind of numb when I was walking her around, but I knew that, like, I needed to walk her around because it was about her. I always want to put my family first. It's not about me. And so the next day when I looked down and I didn't see my belly, something just snapped in me. I just couldn't believe that it happened. And I still was in awe. You're like in shock. This happens and the way it happened was very traumatic. So you're in shock. So took me many months, a lot of wine, a lot of cheese, and a lot of like, what a reflection. What do I want out of life more? What do I want? Do I really just want to just have my hotel business and do the status quo, which was wonderful, but what is my purpose? I want to help more people. I know other women are going through this, and I know other women have had breast cancer and all types of things happen to them. How can I create a place that more people would feel like you're not the only one, girl, like this stuff happens, So my transition was definitely the exercising and the personal training and getting happier, like on Sundays coming home. Exercise has a lot to do with endorphins. What it creates in the mind and the brain is very happy feelings. You come in here cranky. All I can say again is you come in here cranky. I come in here like, oh, I have to teach this class. I'm tired. And then I leave and I'm like, God, that felt so good. I'm so happy. Like you literally walk out. So feeling this exercise and personal training for many months. So I took a couple months off. Then I started that. I had a really awesome trainer that pushed me, and I just started to get my mind back, feeling good, being better, being even better for my family, being better for my daughter, being better for my husband, because they don't want to see me sad.
Right.
So the transition of feeling better through exercise and then knowing I wanted more, and then coming up with this idea, because most businesses start from an idea. Sure. So I started with the idea, and then it just knowing that I needed to be around the right people. So I was very particular too with hiring and whatnot. And
that's smart too.
Yeah, because you have to have the good people around you. Like if you want to succeed, you have to have people that are in your corner. So I don't know if that kind of answers like what you're asking me, but basically it happened organically for me. And I think when things in your life, don't overthink it, just let it happen organically. I'm not in control anymore. I'm obviously not, right?
Yeah.
Because never thought what would happen to me. Right. So I'm not in control anymore. I don't try to force relationships. I don't try to force, hiring employees. Like it has to just come organically and natural. And that's really why it keeps growing.
What would you say is like your biggest tip for someone that's really going through it like right now? Like this is, this is a hard time of year for a lot of people. And obviously, for you, for me, like people that experience loss. Yeah. Like what are some things that you think that could really help? We know fitness is definitely one.
Yeah, definitely fitness. I mean, it's just shedding the negativity out of your life and really just keeping people that are in your corner, around you. That's like the biggest thing, because I think that you excel each other to be better. For instance, like at our studios, we welcome everybody to come in, and everyone feels non-intimidated when they come, and they're part of like the Forever Hart Fit family. There's no cliques, and you really want to try to be around people that lift you and uplift you in relationships that do. Being 43 now, this is the biggest thing in my life is I don't have time for no bullshit. I hope we can curse on this. This is adult, right?
Yes.
I have no time for BS. I mean, my life is like frantic, going to each studio, teach studio, taking care of my 8-year-old, trying to be a great wife, trying to pay the bills, trying to keep everything together. I don't have time for bull crap anymore. And that's the thing, is shedding that stuff out of your life, and having healthy relationships, because unhealthy relationships bring you down, and you cannot be focused with your goals and your success. You just can't.
It's so true.
That's such a major thing for me, is I always be rooting in everybody's corner. I always be wanting people to, your focus needs to be, you want other people to do good. If I want things to come back to me, I wanted other people to make money and be successful, or to follow their passion, or whatever it is. When you start doing that, it's when it just comes.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, I guess karma, good energy, it just comes back to you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I
I
would
love
say
that. I can feel your energy through the computer. I'm like, why am I so far away? I want to come take a class.
Yeah, you should be up
How
here
did
in
I
our
not know
lounge with
about you?
us.
She's in
Oh,
Louisiana.
I
She
wish.
moved.
Yeah,
Lord.
I just moved from New Jersey a few months ago, and like all this cool stuff. Like I never heard of you guys before. How?
Hopefully
How
the
is
word
this even
will
possible?
keep getting out,
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Lauren knows
absolutely.
everybody. She just brought a friend the other night and they signed up. They said, this class was
She's-
awesome.
She is a human magnet.
Yeah,
So
she
you
is.
talk a lot about how you do a lot. Like there's a lot of energy going out. What do you do for yourself to kind of like bring that back in? Like we know you have a great fitness routine, but what else do you do? How else do you take care of yourself?
I have to eat well, and I have to take care of, I have to feed my soul, because if I don't, I'll be good to nobody. Everyone's always taking. And, I have to make sure my family, my husband and my daughter are good. I mean, my daughter's schedule is very demanding with her school, and we live far currently to her private school, and it's just a lot. So I have to get rest, and I have to eat well, and a coffee, a lot of water. And the days where I can fit it in, I go for a 2-hour massage, baby, and it feels good. The days where I can fit it in, I go and get a facial. I mean, that's maybe every couple months, but at least it's something where it like gets me to like recharge.
Yeah.
You have to take, and this is where self-care and exercise comes back around for women, because we do not take care of ourselves. And then many years go by, our kids are grown, and we say, oh my gosh, like, you're depleted, you're giving and not giving anything back. So I feel through exercise, massages, self-care, it's that me time, that you take a little time out. It doesn't have to be a lot. I mean, if you exercise 2 times a week, that's like 4 or 5% of like your daily time or your hours of the week or whatever. It's not a lot of time. You owe it to yourself to do that. You just owe it to yourself. And that's my message also with our brand, is taking care of yourself. So that's what I do. And what else do I do? Binge watch all my recorded shows late at night, like stuff like that, like little fun things,
Yeah.
I don't get to shop that much anymore, do any of that stuff, but it's okay.
She's always
busy.
on the
I feel
go.
like that's so distant. Like when in the world did we have all this time to shop? It happened, but then now, like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I went to Hobby Lobby today. I was like, it's been so long since I've just been in a store
feels
by
weird
myself.
when I go. Yeah, I'm like, well, this is weird. I actually get an hour,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quiet. Like, what is this life?
We have to take care of ourselves, or we'll be no good for our families even. And that's my message with
Totally.
Forever Hart Fit and trying to get more women. Like, I feel like I have to save more women, like meaning like, so, I mean, I feel that way, save them through exercise and goodness and empowerment and positivity. And, cause I know a lot of women feel really tired. I know men do too, but it just happens to be, I'm a woman, I'm a mom, and our focus was never all about women, but it just kind of blossomed that way.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
and I guess with our interiors and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you definitely are more
brand
suited
and all.
towards women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Niching down can be scary, because I feel like I'm in that boat, but I feel like clearly it's working.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say
Yeah.
too. Yeah, I was going to say that too. It's about finding the niche, because if you're the same like everybody else and you're not unique and you're not different, then you don't create your own identity. And even from like our logo is all hearts. So my sister-in-law developed this logo where it's all overlapping hearts. It's affinity of hearts, right? So it starts from our logo and then it goes to.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah, I thought it was like a flower around it.
Yeah, it looks like a flower. It looks like an Irish Celtic, maybe something like that. But
yeah,
so
or like a mandala.
yeah, so it's our So it comes from this heart, right? And having purpose. It's when the money is not everything and that's not the focus, the money just comes.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the best way I can say it is just comes. It's a lot of hard work though. Like I can't sit here and say that I'm not exhausted. I'm pretty tired, but what drives me is that purpose and that why. Like I'll get up tired and say, okay, let's do this. Like I have another full day of like 7 personal trainings and 3 classes and my days are wild, but it's the why. Like when Dina told us today about she started here at size 16, which we don't care about sizes and we don't focus on sizes. That's not anything about our brand. However, when you do lose the weight, your body feels better. So she started at 16 and she said today she's down at size 10. She says, Cassandra, I bought pants. I put them on. I couldn't even believe they fit me. Remember when I sat here in this very lounge and cried and said, like, I need more. I want to feel better. And she said, look at me now. And we did our personal training session today. And I was like, this is why I do this. I'm exhausted, but this is why I do this. And that is the reason why, is knowing your why, finding your why and staying focused on that. And it becomes really hard because I run all the studios, I do all the billing, all the instructors, all the payroll, I do it all. Because I'm very type A and I'm nuts, but I really am type A. So, but it's a lot. And when she told me that today, I just sat back and said, this is it. This is why, because sometimes you lose focus and you just got to get back on focus, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Wow.
Sorry,
I'm sick. So like my brain is a little slow right now. I feel like I'm much quicker.
Yeah. So we're going to wrap in a few, but is there anything else that you really want people to know about you or about your brand, about your purpose before we ask you our last question?
Okay.
Well, and beyond, sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but beyond that, like, yes, I want to know about your brand. I want to know about your purpose, but like, if this is your one time to say something and put it out into the world, like, what is that thing? What do you want people to know? What do you think will add value in a way that will,
Oh gosh, this is a hard one, guys. That's a hard one.
But yeah, we want you to think.
Speechless. We're not here for very long on this earth, and I just would say that, just coasting by is not the way to go. Just coasting by with a job that you wake up to and you go to, and it's not fulfilling and you don't feel valued, you don't feel appreciated. It's just not worth it, because you're going to look down the line in 20, 30 years and say, why did I do all that? So and there's a lot of people that, don't have a choice with their job, but I would just say, like, find that special something. Like if you like to make pocketbooks, or like you like to make jewelry, and just start it on the side as a small side business, because you really be surprised. People start buying it. You get connected with someone and people they start wearing it, and it just starts growing and growing and growing. And that's kind of like what happened with Forever Hart Fit. I mean, we started with our first location. Now we're on our third, and who knows what the future will hold, really. I don't know. I mean, right now I'm just going to really work on the 3 because we're all still getting back from the pandemic. But I would say find that special something that really sets your heart on fire, because it's just, we're not here that long. It's not worth to do things that just don't set your heart on fire. That would be my biggest thing, because I see so many people that are just, especially in New Jersey, you guys know it's so expensive here.
Like
so everyone's work.
Yeah.
So that would be my biggest advice. Find that special something, even if it's just like, doing a side business, like I said, or something small, just something that makes you feel good, that makes you feel your heart feels fulfilled.
I love that.
That's so good.
And so, final question.
Oh boy,
you want me to ask it, or you want to ask it? This one's easy. So our podcast is called Shattering Ceilings.
Yeah.
And we always end by asking, like, where is one place in your life that you are really pushing past your comfort zone, past your edges, and shattering ceilings?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I'm just so obsessed about this brand. I mean, that's kind of like where I want to shatter ceilings. Like, I don't know. I want this business to do just so awesome that I can just sit back and if I want to travel with my family or, want to donate a large sum of money to somewhere just because, or like, I want to use my success not for just me. I want to use my success. Like recently I posted about Thanksgiving. I want people to nominate a single mom, and I want to gift her with a whole year of free classes. Because, imagine how busy she is, and just trying to make ends meet. I want to just keep giving back. Like also I want to buy Thanksgiving dinner for 3 families, and buy gift certificates to ShopRite and literally give them to them, and everyone's anonymous. I just want to give back. I just want to do more, because as I keep getting blessed, I want to keep giving back to those. So I want to shatter the ceilings of what these businesses can do, or these 3 studios, where I can just live comfortably and know my daughter's okay, my husband, and be financially stable, but also have my purpose of why, as the focus, and be able to give back. I want to just give back. Yeah. So I just want to shatter these studios like crazy. I'm like shatter them out of the universe.
I love that. Yes. Change the way that it looks.
Well, my husband's funny. He's like, you're so like married to this business too, like, and I am, because I think that it's so much more than a business, because it's our baby. My first studio in Hamilton, my husband actually did all the construction and I designed it. So he's equally invested. When we worked on the first studio together, we were able to not heal completely, but felt like we're doing this in his honor together. So my husband is kind of like in shock about all this now. He's kind of like, every couple months I say, I'm opening another studio. And he goes, what? But he totally supports it. And it's wild. It's, trying to find more balance in my life and trying to find that balance with him and my daughter. Like I used to teach night classes. I don't do it as much because I got to be home for my family. I wasn't balanced for a little while and it throws things off, and just keeping my balance with my family is important, because that's my main focus is my family. Yeah. So family is everything, right? So, shattering these businesses to the point where we can keep spending more time together. That's my focus.
I love
that's
that.
fantastic.
So I know a lot of people are first off, they're going to want to visit here if they're local.
So we should tell them where we are too, right?
Yeah, we're going to tell them that.
We're in Jersey.
Also, you have a lot of women that can relate, to your story and maybe want to connect with you. So
sure, I would love that.
Where can we find you?
Open to that. Okay, so our studios are in Robbinsville, Central Jersey, and then we're in Medford, New Jersey, and we're also in East Hampton, New Jersey. All studios are about 20 minutes from each other. So you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Forever Hart Fit, and it's spelled HART. So it's not spelled like beating heart. It's spelled HART. So it's Forever Hart and then Fit. And you can email me at hello@Forever Hart Fit, and follow us. And we would love you to come in and do personal training, do some classes with us. If you want to just sit down and chat with me, I'd love to talk, right, Lauren? I like to talk. So you can chat with me. I always put it out there too, like on my Facebook, if anybody needs any support or help, like I'm here. Like I really am, because although I look now so put together, there was a period where I wasn't. So I want to help anybody that I can, but we would love you to try our classes if you're in Jersey. We also have virtual classes as well. So if any of the listeners
that's cool.
Yes, any of the listeners are listening from other states, we have all virtual classes, and those are live streamed from Robbinsville. And all of our classes are unlimited. And then if you want the one-on-one, we do the personal training. And we love when you bring friends, like Lauren brings people and they sign up. So bring them more, go get them. Like I'll message her, go get them, bring them more, because we have to keep growing,
Absolutely.
I mean, that's pretty much it. I think that's where you can find us, and check our social media out, because it's definitely unique. And
it is. And I'll put all that in the show notes too. We'll make sure we link it.
We'll put it all in there.
I appreciate you getting vulnerable with us today. I don't get to see that
Thanks.
side
Yes,
all the
thank you so
I
time.
know,
much.
I know. I am a softie, but yeah.
Yeah, she's a
yeah.
badass bitch though.
Badass.
yeah.
You are too.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Megan.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for being here, guys. And we'll drop everything in the show notes. See you on the
Yep.
next
And
one.
we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.